Yeah, good evening all. Let's start this session. So just for a recap, yesterday we have just taken the demo session where we have promoted what is customer relationship management and what are the customer relationship managements are available in the market. And by coming to this Dynamics 365 CE, I have provided the difference between the customer engagement and finance and operations, sir. And regarding the job opportunities, how the revenue and all, we have discussed this part. And also this functional consultant and technical consultant and all. So today let's discuss the introduction to Power Platform Admin Center. And these instances will be created, how to start with the Dynamics CRM and all. Let me log into the system. So now let's start with the first step. I mean to say the same example of BMW. Let's take an example of BMW company who looks to purchase the license of CRM, Dynamics CRM. If just assume for the real-time scenarios here. Now BMW, let's think that BMW is automobile, one of the company, right? You know BMW. So they are using the manual process and to use some of the softwares available in the system. Now, as per our discussion yesterday, they first finalized and they decided to purchase the Dynamics 365. Then to start with Dynamics 365, what is the first step they need to check? For the thing, they need to create some instances, right? Instances or organization URL. That is nothing but this is my organization URL. Let's assume this is my organization URL, which I created to use my Dynamics 365 system. To start with this thing, how you can start with the licensing model. Further, in the Google, you can get the licensing guide. Of course, it's not required for you, just for your understanding, like how to, what the licenses and all talks about. As a functional consultant, as a Dynamics CRM consultant, you should be knowing about the license, what are the licenses available in the market, right? For that, you can get the license guide here. You can download the licensing guide that will explain you what type of licenses provided by the Dynamics 365, the Microsoft for the Dynamics 365 application. This is like keep on updating for every Feb or October. Why? Because wave 1 and wave 2 major releases will happen. This guide will provide you the different licenses available in the market. Not only with the CE thing, it's F&O, finance and operations and all. You could see supply chain management, remote assist, project operations and all, field service, customer service and all. This is just for your overview, and it may not require to go through each and every part, just for your understanding, like how this licensing works and how the license maintained by the Microsoft CRM. As you are stepping into the Dynamics CRM world, you should be aware of how the licenses and all will maintain by the Dynamics CRM. Now, let's say if it's Dynamics 365 field service, here it will clearly explain you which type of licenses is required. And if you taken any of the licenses, what are the functionality you will get. Dynamics 365 field service outlook like if you have the field service like field service license, you will get this service. In that way, it will give the clear picture, and these are the different tables which is available in the system. These tables, which options you can get with this license and all. So this is just for your overview. You can download this from the Google directory with the Dynamics 365 licensing guide. This is just for your understanding. If you download and check, that's fine. If you're not, also no issue. It is not going to harm you in any way. There is no interview questions, or you are not going to work in this way. I mean to say, where this licensing part and how this licensing will be assigned to the user, that's we are going to see in the coming class. Just to start just to start with the Dynamics 365. Now the same example, BMW now try to start to work with this Dynamics 365. For that, what they can do, they can create some trial instance first before purchasing license, right? They can have some demos with the Microsoft team again. They will approach and provide some demo sessions or not. And if you want to test the application, they can create some trial account. You can create a trial instance and they can check the functionality. So now Microsoft Dynamics CRM is providing previously we can get sales, service and all, but it's only allowing you to have one module. I mean to say, if you would like to create a trial instance, you can get only sales or customer service. Only one among two. You are not going to get all the applications which I could see, right? In this way, you are not going to get the trial account, right? How to create a trial account, and again, you can from the Google, you can go with the link there. So this is the link where you can log in with the account with your username and password by providing the phone number. You can create trial account here. Here you could see Dynamic 365 sales, try for free, for customer service, try for free, for field service, try for free. That means you can only get one application to test, but creating the trial. Dynamic CRM is not providing you the trial account with all the applications there. But how you can check this? You can create one trial here, just try for free. It will ask for the email and all. You follow the vision. It is only available for the 30 days. After 30 days, it will be terminated. Your account will be lost if you're not going to make the payment then. That means trial period is applicable only for 29 days. And after the creation of this, in the admin center, you can add on the product like customer service or field service there. That how you can do everything, I will explain. But for now, this is the trial link. And again, in the chat, I'm going to paste you this trial link as well. So you can try after that. Now, let's say once we have created a trial account or the BMW purchased the license, whatever, then what would be the next first place there? For that, they have the admin center. The URL for admin center is admin.powerplatform.microsoft.com is the URL. This is the URL for the admin center. That means I'm trying to explain after purchasing the license, how to create different environments or instances or organization URLs, how to start with the process. So if the company decided to go with the Dynamics 365, they should have some organization URL, or I mean to say some instance, right? This is my instance though. So I should have some instance. So why this is required? You know the deployment process and all. Of course, just I assume like you are new to the IT field, and I just want to go with the basics thing. If you understand, that's fine. So usually in the IT sector, how they will follow the deployments and all, just for your basic understanding here. Now I will have some dev instance here, where developers work here. Developers do some functionality. They will develop some functionality. After this is done, I will have some one QA instance again, where I will move the solution to QA instance for quality acceptance test. And again, I will maintain some UAT instance, which is again for user acceptance test. Here the test is done, then I will move the solution to my production, right? Production. This is my live account. Now, in this example, to start with the process, even though the dynamic CRM provides 60% of the project already ready, I want to say it's like plug and play scenario, but there might be a scenario, there may be a chance like your business may needs to develop some functionality as per their business process, right? At that time, the customer, we need to perform some customization. Not only that, after purchasing the license, and you need to configure the system. Whatever you are doing, you can perform everything in the dev instance. You can't go ahead and directly do in the production, right? Where the end users and your live data will exist in the production. So we will not going to touch the production, right? This is generic thing. Whatever the software you follow, whatever the software you are implementing, this is the generic procedure. Where there is some development instance, like developers will work on it. After they have developed some functionality, they will create it as a solution, and the solution will be moved to the QA instance. Here, quality test will be performed. Once this is success, then they will move to this UAT instance. The solution will be moved to the UAT instance. That is user acceptance test. After the testing, then test your functionality which developed by the developers. If everything is fine, then we'll move to the production. If there is no acceptance or there is no approval from the test with the bugs or something they found, then again it will route back to the dev. The developer should fix their issue and again move the process, right? This is generic thing. So to set up this type of thing, Now, now let's come back to our Dynamics CRM. Here, BMW, let's say BMW company purchase the licenses and all. After thing, they just need to set up all these instances in this environment. Where they can set up, they should have some organization, they should have some instances or environments, right? So here, what they will do, they will create an instance, create instance in admin center, that is admin.powerplatform.microsoft is the URL. And another way where you can access this, account.ms/people is the another URL. You can access the same admin center with these two URLs. You can go with this way, or you can just type aka.ms/people. It will take you to the same page. Once you open this page, once you logged into this page with your credentials, it will allows you to create an instances or environments. Here now BMW, what they will do, they will create one instance in such a way that, just for your understanding, I am writing here BMW dev.crm.dynamics.com might be my URL. This is one instance I will create for dev, right? And I will just name in such a way that this is my quality acceptance instance, and this is for my UAT, and this is for my production. In this way, I will create different instances in my admin center. That means where you are going to, it will allow, admin center will allow you to create some instances in your tenant. So what is tenant now? The tenant is like new terminology which I am using, right? The tenant is nothing but the Microsoft Dynamics CRM will provide some space to you based upon your licenses which you are going to purchase. This tenant will consist of all your instances, all your database, all your space, and everything will maintain in the tenant. That is nothing but the tenant. Tenant here, the tenant is the terminology which we are going to use. The tenant for each and every customer, it will provide some different tenant. That means one space, the Microsoft will provide you space in their server that will call it as tenant. In this tenant, you can create multiple instances there, right? Now you are getting my point. Like in the admin center, after purchasing a license, I will set up my company, my to daily activities. I should have some organization or environments where I need to work. For that, you will create different environments in the admin center, right? What is the admin center? You are getting my point, I guess. Now let me open the organization or the thing which just, this is my home page. But to create these type of things, as I said, you can open with admin.powerplatform.microsoft.com or aka.ms/PPAC. It will redirect to the same page, admin.powerplatform.microsoft.com. This is the page where you can log in, and you could see some options here. We'll discuss each and everything. But for now, just check for the environments. What is this environments? This environment is nothing but till now which we have discussed. The organization URLs are the instances which we are going to create to develop my functionality or to have some QA instances, UAT or production or whatever. This is the page where you are going to create your environments. Creation of environment is very much easy here. There is no need of script and anything, but with the same mouse click with the UI based, you can create some environments here, right? So here before going with this thing, let me give some terminology here. The tenant, which explained, and environment, instances, and GUID. Security groups. These are the basic words of the terminology which we use regularly. We used to use it. So here the tenant is nothing but which is the space provided to your organization in their server, and this environment is nothing but it's like one organization URL where you maintain everything there, all the applications which you have. Instance is nothing but if you want to have particular application, let's say sales, for only sales you should have one instance. For only service, if you want to have one separate instance. In that way, instance is nothing. Environment is like common group of things. Instance is like you are targeting only particular marketing or something. Then that is nothing but instances. Just for terminology, I'm just explaining GUID. This is like a unique identifier For everything, for every component in the Dynamics CRM, whatever you are trying to create for environment, instance, or tenant, or whatever, you can have some 32-bit GUID, which is like unique. If you create any table there, it's again, it will, the system will automatically create some unique GUID, that unique ID. Where in the backend, the system will fetch based upon the GUID solved. And this security group is nothing but where we are going to have some security concept by using this security. This is the basic terminology before going to create the environments or looking for this environments. So, like how to create the, I mean to say how to create, sorry, what is environments and all. So to create an environment, to have this deployment, this type of thing, you should know what types of environments available in the system. Dynamics 365 types of environments. What are the types we have? What are the types of environments we can create for? Here it is like there is like developer, sandbox, production, and trial. These are the different types of environments which you can create. If BMW decides to create some organizations or some environments here, then what types of environments we have? Developer instance, sandbox, production, and trial. What actually these types belongs to? For each and every type, it has their own advantages, right? So this we can discuss in the coming classes. What is the difference there? The production, like which is live to the customer, or the end user and all, and developer and sandbox. Usually, this developer will be used for dev instances there, and sandboxes will use for UAT or QA type of instances. They have their own flexibility, which I am going to explain in the coming classes. And production is for who can use the end customer is going to use your production. And trial, if you want to test something, if you want to test some functionality which is released by the Microsoft, then you can create a trial instance. Now let's here as I am, this is my instance which I am regularly using, so I could see some of the instances there. But if you create the first time, if you signed up for first time, then you could only see the default one. This is the default one, which you are not going to disturb this one. You should not delete this thing, or you are not going to use this particular default. This is like default one, which is available in the system, which has some database or the database which is already created. And to create an environment here, the steps here, plus new button where you could see. And here, plus new button, click on this plus new button. This is the window where you need to follow. You need to follow this window to create an environment. Here in this particular organization, I may not be able to create an environment because I have some limitation with this due to some capacity issues. I can't create, but I will explain you how to create and all. Here to create something, let's say June batch is my name here. The group, the group is again the security group. We will explain. The region is nothing but there is like different regions. Whatever the region you are selecting, the data center will be allocated based upon the region. Now, let's say if you see if you select the United States there and get new features early, this is recently released. This option is not available previously, so last month as well. If you want to have early updates to your system, then you can make it yes, so that whenever the early releases like this preview and all, I am going to explain once after creation this environment, there you can have this option as well. And here you could see the types of instances available. One is trial, developer, production, trial, and sandbox. This is subscription based. This is the one which we used to take for creating the trial accounts without the licenses. So you can select some license, some accounts there, and purpose which explains you, which provides some description here, and add a database data store. What actually is? If you select this thing, the database, like existing database will be, some of the database will be created in the backend. Previously, we used to call it as database. Now it is referring it as Dataverse. Dataverse is nothing but in the backend, it will call it as Dataverse. It's like same like database. If you are going with selection of this, but add a Dataverse data, so if you make it as yes, Then some of the applications that core tables or core records will be automatically the database will be created for this environment so that you can use some business applications there. Due to the limitation here, the space constraint, I can't use it or I can't create it. But let's see the what are the options which you can put. Language here, you can select some language, the default language which you wants to this environment to be in which language. You can select some language here, and the currency, let it be like USD or whatever the language you want, you can go with. And what is the security group? So the security group is nothing but you can create some security group so that even though the BMW has like hundreds of users, you can restrict the users to access the BMW by you providing the security. Let's say if I give Counterso is one of the security group which I created, how to create the security groups and all, I am going to discuss that thing. So if you provide some security groups to this instance, that means the user who has the who is the member of the security group can only access the instance. To make it more clear, now let's say I have 4 instances created here, right? This BMW has hundreds of employees. All the employees belongs to the same BMW company. Now this BMW dev, I have only 10 consultants who can do development. So it's not required for me to have access for all 100 persons to this BMW dev, right? I can only provide 10 members access to this dev, and remaining 90 members should not have access to this. How you can manage? Simply by providing the security group for this, and adding those 10 members to that security group will fulfill my requirement. Getting my point? The security group is nothing but by creating the domain or the environment itself, you can restrict the users based upon the security group. The users can be allowed to access this particular environment only if he is a member of this contest only, right? And enable Dynamics 365 apps again. If you make it as yes, it will automatically install. Once the environment created, you can automatically see all these apps, sales, service, and marketing. What is the Dynamics 365 apps we have? Like sales, service, and field service will be automatically installed to this environment. That is Dynamics 365 apps. Deploy sample apps and data. This is nothing but once you the apps install, you can have some sample data so that you can explore the system. Otherwise, after creating an environment as well, you can create the sample data. That how we can do that, I will explain you in the coming class. But for now, you can go with this sample data. If I click on save, it will not create for me due to some constraint issue, due to the space. But this is the process where you can it will fail. For now, it shows like is preparing, but after some time it will fail. So this is the process there. But you should remember some points here for creation of this environments. That is nothing but while creating the instance, if you see there, we have selected some base settings. This is like base settings. Base settings is like language, which you selected, and currency. This is called as base language. If you select the base language, it's English, and base currency as USD. That means throughout end of this particular thing, you can't change the base language or base currency. Whenever if you are going to select the base language as US, you can't change the base language. You need to remember the thing. You can't change the base currency. But for if you are there is a different users, maybe this BMW is working globally in different locations. Maybe there some users logs in from Japan, some from India. If they want to use the currency in their own languages, let's say it is like $100 there. If the user login from India should want to see that currency in the rupees format, they can have some personal settings where they can change their user personal setting so that this currency can be automatically converted to your rupees there. That option is there, but base values of base settings can't be changed for the environment once it is created. We need to remember this, right? And the name which we provided on the top, that is the name which we have provided while creating the environment. On this name itself, the root business unit will be created. What is this root business unit? Root business unit is nothing but this BMW is the company now. BMW is the company. If it has multiple branches there, each and every branch we can configure in the system where in the system like India has one business unit. Let's say India is one business unit, US is one business unit, UK is one business unit for BMW. Here, what is the name you are providing? That would be your root business unit name. This root business unit can't be dropped, can't be deleted. That we need to remember. Once we set this business unit, this you can't be changed, right? This is how you can create the environments there. So once this is created, now let's say this will fade, but I'm taking an example of existing instance. This is the instance which we the same process. We can create some instance here. The region is United States. Then let me open this thing and try to explore what's other things which we need to remember after creation of the environment here. So for this particular environment, once I've created, after some time, it will show for preparing. Once it is ready, then our environment URL will be automatically populated. You can click on this link so that you can see the organization URL. That is nothing but this is the organization URL which I have created, right? This is the organization URL, how it is going to be. This user interface and all, we will discuss that thing. Before to that, in the admin center page, now as a BMW company, you have created some admins, some environment here. So what's the settings and what's the options we have in the admin center? Here, this is environment URL, where your users can access the instance with this organization URL. This is one way. You can access the instance with this organization URL. Or the other way, login.microsoftonline.com. This is the URL. Throughout the globe, even though if you work for any project or any organization, you can make use of this this URL, login.microsoftonline.com. You don't need to remember this URL. With this thing, you can log in with your credentials. With your credentials will automatically redirect to this page, this link, this URL. Right? This is the two ways where you can log into the system. Or the other way, you can directly go with akka.ms this way. And here it will take you to the admin center page. And there you need to click on this environments. From there, you can see the organization URL. Right? This is the three ways you can log into the system. Now, let's say this is environment URL and the state is ready. That means you can explore the instance there. And the region you have selected as United States. What is this region? This is nothing but the region which you are going to select is nothing but the data center which you have in this region, right? And here, if you see the URL, organization, this is like name.crm.dynamics.com. This crm.dynamics is like unique. I mean to say, this is your company or the whatever the name you are going to define. I'm coming to from here, crm.dynamics.com is the Microsoft Dynamics 365 domain key. For every organization, you are going to see this one organization URL, only this part will be changed. I mean to say, now bmw.crm.dynamics.com, it is United States. By seeing the URL, you can understand which region this organization belongs to, how it is in the sense. Now it is CRM, United States. If I select the region as India, then it will take CRM 8. If it is like UK, United Kingdom region, it will take CRM 4. As a function consultant, if you are going with 1 or 2 years plus experience, you should be aware of this information. By seeing the domain, the URL, you should able to understand that this organization was located in this so-and-so region. That will give some expertise I mean to say that will give some confidence of if you are discussing in some meetings or not. It will help for you. This type of information you should not like it. So what actually this CRM 7, CRM 8, how in the sense, how this Microsoft is planning in the sense, they have some different data centers in different regions so that they will use the data centers based upon the region you select. Why you select United States? Maybe your business or your customers in United States, you are focusing in United States. So you have selected, right? Based upon your selected thing, Dynamics CRM will keep on updating. I mean to say, as I said, there is 2 types of releases, right? Every week you have minor update, and throughout year, 1 year you have 2 major releases, wave 1 and wave 2, which I explained yesterday. So every week you have some updates will happen on your system. This is version number, current version number of your environment. So this is going to be changed for every week. Right? Today is Friday. I think it's already got changed, I guess. So every Friday on dark hours, that is like non-business hours, it will be updated. Now, if you see 24045, maybe in the next week, you could see 24046 or something. That means this version number keeps on updating. That means every week we have an update. So how this everything will be maintained? They have some concept of station 1, station 2, station 3. In that way, they will maintain some schedule there. Every week, this they will call it as, of course, it's like totally internal thing. They will maintain some train schedule like that. Every week they have some schedule. You can see that document as well. Let me just to provide you more clarity on it. Yeah, data center is one document. Schedule. If you see here, first before to it, let's discuss the data center. Here, this what which I am trying to explain. If your region is from NAM, North American, it is the URL will be crm.dynamics.com. Now we are from United States. This belongs to NAM region, right? So crm.dynamics. Now, if you select for the region as India, then your URL would be crm8.dynamics.com. This GCC and all, GCC is nothing but this is like government website for US region like CRM9. There is some restriction where you can't access this particular organization even from outside America. So you should be in US region, then only the user can access the CRM. There is some data privacy, and yesterday we are discussing that GDPR. These regulations and they will follow. If it is GBR region, the CRM 11 in that way for Canada CRM 3, this way they can have up to CRM 20. So that means based upon the region, the URL will be changed. This is how the Microsoft Dynamics CRM will maintain the URLs, right? This is the data. This is nothing but the different data based upon the region. They have different data centers where they maintain the servers and all. And this is how they maintain. So you can understand here with the region which you are going to select, based upon it, the organization URL will be provided with this CRM 6, 7, 8 and all. Now you know what is data center, what is the region, and how this URL can be checked with the based upon the region, how this URL getting changed and everything you understand, right? Now let's talk about something more regarding the updates. As I mentioned, this is the current version of the instance. You can also from the home page here, there is a gearbox or the settings icon here. Here you could see the about section. This is simple for the Google Chrome and all. You will set the thing, right? This is the server version. This is the version 9.2.24051. That means you could see 5.1 and type when it is updated. That is 6.14. Just now, I mean to say today, GMT plus 5:30. Maybe it's like happened 7:34 or something. Just like minutes back, the system got updated 24051. And here you could see still the same. That means it is not yet, we have not yet refreshed the page. Just now it's happened. That means we are working with the instance. Already update happened in the backend, but it is not disturbing your user interface or whatever the things, right? That means there is a continuous process. Every week it is going to update. Every Friday, there is some minor updates will happen to the system. So for that, there is no discrepancy in the data, or there is no issues with the functionalities. It is like regular process. Microsoft keeps on updating their process. How this updates will release? What is the schedule for it? For that, you can make use of this release schedule. I will share these documents for your reference in the chat. Here, if you see how they segregated the regions, Station 1 only for opted-in environments. Station 2, Canada Central, Canada East, France in this way. For Station 3, there is some countries like UK South, UAE, and Japan and all. Station 4, East Asia. Station 5, Central US. Station 6, like that. That means they have segregated, they have designed in such a way that each station has some regions, there's some countries, right? Here, India South and all comes under Station 3. And East Asia comes under Station 4 in this way. Now, let's see how this releases will happen. There is some release schedule, which you could see the schedule here. Now, let's say upcoming, if they schedule any releases, this is just for the proactive quality update. It gives some information regarding which is the update is going to happen. Let's take any of the example here. Now, let's say this is one of the update. On Station 1, this is going to happen on June 10 to June 30. In mid of this thing, this will be done. But the other organizations or the other organizations which is in other stations, I mean to say in other countries, may not get this release until June 17, right? So on Station 13, they will get Station 1 people, they get on June 10, and Station 6 people, they will get the same update on July 2 to July 5. This is how the system or the Microsoft will take care of releasing schedules there. this actually what will happen in the backend. Even though this there might be not questions, there will be no questions. Interviewer will not ask this type of questions only. But as you are logging into, as you are starting your career as a functional consultant, you should understand what is happening in the backend. What is happening with the market? I mean to say in the Dynamics 365, what is happening, how they are maintaining the updates and all this. With your own interest, you need to explore these things. That's it. So this is some of the documents which is available here. So based upon this thing, you can understand how the Microsoft is planning to release different functionality there and what actually this minor updates consist of. If you see here, May 13 to June 16, right? If you see some of the release, don't ignore what type of release it is, but it is in progress. That means some update is already triggered in the backend and it will take up to June 16. That is in progress. Right? When this is going to complete, by June 16th, it will complete. This means it is not going to disturb your organization and all. It will not disturb your functionality. So it's like keep on the process there. This is like minor updates. For the as I said, the minor updates is nothing but, let's say if any functionality encounters any issues, let's say label change or bugs raised by another customers, and it is I mean to say the Microsoft fixes those bugs, and that will be automatically updated to the as a patchwork. They will update for every releases. No need to wait for the major release like 6 months or 3 months and all. So every week, if they encountered any issues, if the customers raised any complaint or any issues with the functionality, immediately they will take it. They have some engineering team. They will fix that bugs and they will release the bugs in the coming week. And for that, they will give some tentative date, that is like some ETA. Maybe this bug fix will happen in so and so date, so that the customer they can communicate to the email to the customer as well. That's totally different scenario how Microsoft service and Microsoft customer the product based service they will provide. But here as a consultant, you should remember, you should understand for every week we have minor releases. And what about the major releases? Coming to these major releases, every week we have minor releases, and every year we have two major releases. This we will call it as wave 1 and wave 2. Right? This we will call it as wave 1 and wave 2. If you see the here, this is 2024 release wave 1 enabled. That means on every year of April, it's like March end or April, based upon the station again, the region. From March end or April 1st, this wave 1 release will be released to your environments. This wave 1 or wave 2 is nothing but there will be major release happen. There may be UI difference, the look and feel might be changed, some extra functionality may be added, some new features may be introduced. This is nothing but the major releases thing. So that means every year, wave 1 and wave 2 will happen. Wave 1, like almost like April month. Here, this is happened on the April, and wave 2, in the month of April. Right? Here, 2024 release wave 1. In 2024 year, we have wave 1 already released. By this October, you can see 2024 release wave 2 enabled. This is how the major functionality will be released. Now, let's say this is like simple example, the new look here. This is introduced in the last release, like wave 1. If you close this thing, turn off the new look, it shows so total look and feel will be changed now. You can observe that thing. But that means this type of major functionality or major changes will be implemented in wave 1 and wave 2. In the weekend releases, they are not going to disturb this type of functionality. You could see the look and feel got changed now. So now I just how the list here and all, you could see some difference. Again, I'm switching to the new look there. Switch to the new look. This type of new looks or new interface. That means wave 1 and wave 2 is not only deals about the UI changes. There is some new functionality might be added, and whatever the new functionalities or whatever, you could see the difference now. The checkboxes and all, the list. That's what. So based upon the whatever the main functionality changes or the main UI interface or whatever the changes they want to apply, they will go with the wave one and wave two. Now there may be a doubt that now let's say I'm using the live here, the production now as per this thing, we have created a production instance and as per the business requirement, I have downloaded some functionality. Now what will happen if the Microsoft is keeps on updating? It keeps on updating, I mean for every year it is going to release wave one and wave two. And you are telling that UI got changed, the new functionality implemented, then what happened to my logic or the customization performed by developers? If I written any plugins to extend my functionality, to extend my system, right? Or if I implement some customization, then what is it? Is there any effect to my existing system if I'm using that new functionality? For that, Microsoft suggests, this is the regular process from long period in this environment, in this Power Platform Admin Center, you could see 2024 release wave one. This is one of the option where it will allows you to test the preview feature. While creating the environment, we have seen right new features like new you can test the new features in it. The same. This is the page. Now 2024 release wave one already done. So you are not able to see the manage here. Otherwise, here it will show manage button like this. In this manage now in the October it is going to release wave 2, right? Now it is in wave 1. Now it is in wave 1 about section, and now it is 2024 release wave 1. As I said, wave 2 is going to release in the month of October, right? That means by July end or August or September end, you could able to see 2024 release wave 2. That means 2 months before, you could see what are the changes going to apply by October. In wave 2, what is the changes going to apply? It will show you as a preview feature. What is the preview feature? That means what is the new functionality is going to develop in the coming major release that will be shown here. Microsoft suggests to check the functionality in one of the sandbox instance. What is sandbox again? Now let's say we have the production. You can create new environment, or you can take a copy of the production. That means you can create a new environment with the same copy, with the same replica of the production. In that particular copy of the sandbox, you can click on manage and you can enable the 2024 release wave. Then what will happen? You can test the new functionality. You can check the compatibility. If there is any compatibility issues with your customized logic or the new features developed by the Microsoft, you can check the functionality issues. If there is any functionality issue, if it is developed by your developer, then you can check with the developer and you can fix the issues. If it is not issue with the development things what you perform by your developer, if it is with Microsoft, then you can raise a ticket to the Microsoft and you can have collaboration with the Microsoft team and they will help you to fix those issues. But frankly, I'm in the market from more than 10 years in Dynamics CRM, but wave 1 and wave 2, there is it's like less than 5% will have that type of issue. That Microsoft will take care, there will be no compatibility issue. But in my career, I have found only one time, which is like the major change happened in the year, I do not remember the exact year, coming to the JavaScript. Where while we are developing some JavaScript, previously we used to use that xrm.page. If we are trying to retrieve the field value, we used to pass it as xrm.page. Now that got changed to form context. So if this is like these type of major things happen, already Microsoft will provide some public facing documents and will send an email communications as well. You need to change the code with this terminology or with these things. That type of notification will be sent by Microsoft. But for sure, it is like less than 5%. There will be no issues with this wave 1 and wave 2, right? I mean to say, like with this wave 1 and wave 2, your system is not going to affect anything. But not to take a chance with the production, Microsoft suggests to use this preview feature in your sandbox by taking the copy of the production to the sandbox. You know what is production and sandbox and all, right? Sandbox is nothing but this is the environment which we could see the different types of environments there. You can have one sandbox, you can create one environment, you can take a copy of the production. The copy and all, you could take the copy. Now, this is the copy, then it will create a copy. And to which instance you can, this is the target. This copy and everything is simple. Now, this is the copy. Everything I can copy and where the target, where I should override. I have different instances that you can simply select and you can copy. That means each and every, it will create a replica instance so that you can have all the production data with the data and with the customizations and all. You can check this wave 1 and wave 2 release. With this, you can be ready with the wave 1 and wave 2 release. This is about this one, the updates one. And what is the region we have discussed, and what is the type, what is the type of environments, and it shows the type of environment. And security group there, while creating the instance, we have provided the security group as condition. How to create the security group, which we are going to see in the coming class. This security group is nothing but if any of the user would like to access this URL, simply I click and access the URL. Right? If you want to access this instance, then you should be the user should be the member of this condition. That we are going to see while creating the users. And as I said, there is some GUID for every organization or for every environment. Not only this, but if you are going to create any tables or fields or whatever, for everything you could see some GUIDs. This is nothing but the GUID. The format looks like this. Right now, currently, I opened this organization URL. This has some GUID of this environment ID. Right? This is what you could see in the URL. Everything will be referred in Dynamics CRM as a GUID only in the back. This is you can't change this GUIDs or GUIDs. This is taken care by the system. And what is this auditing? Auditing is nothing but any business, any organization will depends on the data to do some business, right? So that means there is an option from Dynamics 365. Let's say you have some accounts of the customers, or you have the customer data. You have performing some activities or the transactions with the customer. So if you want to track the changes, what happened to the customer or the customer data, then you can enable the auditing. Auditing is nothing but you are auditing your data so that whatever the transaction or whatever the changes happen to your data, then you can have some traction. In the sense, which user modified the data, which date it happened, when it is happened and all. By using this auditing concept, we can have that auditing feature enabled with simple configuration. No need of any logical or any development there. With the simple configuration, we can configure the system to enable the auditing. Now it shows auditing enabled. That means I can have some audit information. What auditing in the sense, just for your understanding, I have not discussed about this user interface, but I just want to show you how this auditing works. So this is one of the table maybe. Now let's open any of the, this is the records in my table. This I am going to explain in detail. Just for auditing purpose, I am trying to open the forms here. So this is one of the record related to the account is nothing but one of my customer. This is like customer data. If I want to see that what changes happened to this thing. Now I could see if auditing is enabled there, I could see audit history. So that this auditing is nothing but data auditing. What the changes happen to my data? What the changes happen to this my particular record? That's everything I can see here if I enable the auditing. So if you see here, this is the record. And on 30/05, system administrator who changed this thing, system administrator changed email address of this particular record. This is how you can maintain the auditing for each and every record. If you go with this auditing enabled, this type of auditing, which we could see for each and every report, that's purely depends. We are going to discuss in detail about the auditing and how many days we can maintain the auditing and what is the impact in the database and all. We are going to discuss in the coming months. Today, I'm just going to explain you what is introduction to the admin center, that is Power Platform Admin Center. Once some organization decides to go with Dynamics 365, how they can start, how they can create an environment, what is environments, after creating environments, what is the options we have, and how the updates will happen, what should we know about the updates. That's what actually I'm trying to explain today. And in the tomorrow's class, like tomorrow's in the sense, in the coming class, I'm going to explain how to create users. After you create an instance, what would be the next action plan? Next action would be you need to provide access to your user. So your user can work there and can configure the system as per your business needs, right? Now we have created one instance maybe. Now you should provide access to that instance. Then how to provide users, how to create users. And after creating users, what the steps we need to follow, how to provide the license to it, how to provide the security group to the users and all, which we are going to see in the coming class. Yeah, that's it from my end for today. Please let me know if you have any questions in today's class. And tomorrow is like Saturday. Saturday, will be no class. As I said, Saturday is only for the review session. As of now, only one or two class. One is demo, and second one is introduction to admin center. So that is the reason I'm not going to take a class for tomorrow. But from Monday, it's like regular. Monday to Saturday, there will be a class. Only for tomorrow, coming tomorrow Saturday, there is no class. And we'll meet you again on the Monday with the same time, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Yeah, that's it from my end. Please let me know if you have any questions on today's talk. And in the coming class, I'm going to, I will provide you the URLs where you can create a trial account. So I would request you people to create an account on your own. The trial account, I mean to say, Dynamics 365 trial account, so that you can explore the things. In your trial account, there is no environment, so you can create a new environment as well. So you try to create an environment there and be ready with that. And the coming class, I'm going to explain you the users licenses. Sir, your audio is not working. Am I audible? Am I not audible till now? Hello? Anyone please respond?
Yes, sir, it's audible.
At the end of the class, just I received message. Vishal, just now or from start, I'm not able to audible to you. I'm not audible to you. I will share the links in the WhatsApp group with these notes. I will put the links in the notes as well, and try to create the trial instance on your own. And I'm also going to share one YouTube video where you can check that YouTube video. That is the process to create a trial account. I can't hear you, Vishal. Vishal, I sense it's issue with your side, I guess. Remaining people are able to hear me, I guess. Yeah. So I'm going to share you the links, which you can follow that links for the YouTube video as well, YouTube link as well. That is from external, where how you can create the instance trial account. In that video, they will it will provide you step-by-step guidance there, and also the how where to create the trial account. I will give the link as well to create an instance. But there is some challenges to create a trial account. But try from your end. If it is not works, then I will give you an alternate the Monday's class. I will be in mute for a couple of minutes. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Okay, I will take the silence as no questions and we'll wind up the session for today. We'll meet you on Monday. Thank you all.